What terrified you as a kid? You were just gifted $50,000. What do you do with it? What do people do that annoys you? Blowing the horn in traffic jams, as if it's going to help. Take phone/video calls on speaker while out in public. Supermarkets are the worst for this. Whenever someone cuts you off in a conversation, like whenever you're in the middle of talking to someone and another person says, "Oh, interesting, I actually had that too, you see," and they just continue their story instead of letting you finish yours. Scroll through TikTok on full volume without headphones in public, or even worse, at your place when your parents are home and it's very quiet. Like, why? Just why? Talk just to hear themselves talk, make dramatic yawning noises, and smack, chewing with their mouth open. When I'm trying to do something and they offer to help, and I politely decline, they insist. I decline again, and then they forcefully make me stop and do it themselves. I don't know what you're trying to prove, but that is infuriating. You die. Death himself, however, says if you can beat him at a fair game of your choice, you get a second chance at life. What game do you challenge him to? Coin flip, because 50-50 is absolutely the best odds I'm going to get versus an immortal being confident enough to make this offer in the first place. Plot twist, coin ends vertically and you end up in a coma. Mousetrap. Let him set up that board and see who gets frustrated first. I'm like 99% sure you're supposed to set up the board as you play. Did people actually play the game? We had Mousetrap growing up, played with it a fair amount, but never actually read the rules or played the game. I remember I sort of understood the rules, granted I don't remember them now. Knifey Spoony. I'm gonna need you to elaborate. Is this like a local thing? Help me. Russian roulette. What are the odds I'd lose that game twice in a row? Tic-tac-toe. I go first. If death messes up, I win and keep living. Otherwise, we play for all eternity until they give up, because if both players know how to play, it's impossible to win or lose. Because death is too busy with you, Earth becomes way overpopulated. Age records are broken, miracles are had, and the world has no need for hospitals anymore. The world absolutely would need hospitals still. People can't die, but that doesn't mean that they can't be injured. Dungeons and Dragons. It's gonna take us at least 3 years to get to level 20, so even in the worst case scenario, I've stalled for some time. Best case scenario, he has so much fun that he wants to play in another campaign, and so on. Chess. I don't know how to play chess. If you don't know how to play, then why would you choose it? Hide and seek. Death hides. If I find him at any time, death loses and I keep living. Death would never be able to touch me again because I'd see death and win the game, which makes me keep living. Now that's actually some really smart thinking. I like where your head's at. What's something that's always wrongly depicted in movies and TV shows? That the only thing to worry about in space movies is if a planet has oxygen or not. The sound usually used for an eagle call in movies is actually the call of a red-tailed hawk. Eagles just don't sound majestic enough, so they did the old switcheroo. Yep, bald eagles sound like seagull chicks. It's not impressive at all. Red tails are owed some fucking back royalties. For real, I mean, like, they've been in every movie. Hacking. Oh yeah, it's every single time it's like, hang on, let me get into the mainframe. Breakfast. Sip of orange juice, bite of toast. Oh, look at the time, gotta go. That a school lesson ends in the middle by the bell while the teacher is talking. We plan our lessons to fit into the time period allotted. If we do run over, we're watching the clock and wrap it up before the bell. I think I've maybe had a teacher like stop mid-lesson one time, but that was like a super rare occurrence. Any relationship in a romantic comedy would be classified as stalking or harassment in the real world. Which sequel is better than the original? Batman, The Dark Knight. Yeah, I feel like I do not hear anybody talking about Batman Begins, or was that it? See, I don't even remember what the movie was. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. Funnily enough, I just watched Austin Powers International Man of Mystery, and that movie could only have ever been made when it was made. Windows 95 was better than Windows 3.11. Is there a 3.11? Nobody told me. Toy Story 2. Yeah, I can agree with that one. That one definitely upped the ante a little bit. Scary Movie 2. That's worth a standing ovation. God, the scary movies are so perfectly bad and so funny for what they were up until 5. Shrek 2. Was hoping to see this. Shrek 2 is amazing. Shrek 1 is great too. I think Shrek 1's plot is just a parody of the classic damsel in distress fairy tale trope, which is great, but I felt like Shrek 2's plot is a bit more original. While it still does have that I always liked your true self cheesy life lesson, which fair, it's a movie targets to kids. It still has a more original journey, in my opinion. Also, that Starbucks joke gets me every time. I believe all Shreks were created equal. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, too. They had a second one? I never saw that. What's the most physical pain you've ever experienced? Kidney stones. The only good thing about a kidney stone is that when you curl up in a ball to die, you probably won't. Tripped and broke my elbow. Hit my funny bone at the same time. Pure excruciating torture. Just imagine a falling 160 pounds of pressure on your funny bone. Doesn't sound very funny. The pain of existence. I feel that. I think we all do. Barracuda Jumpy. I recall when I was younger, I got my fingers stuck in the car door, and it didn't hurt much because the door was barely closed. I guess my brother didn't realize my fingers were stuck and only thought the door was open. He proceeds to slam the door on my fingers. I cried for so long, and my mom bought me ice cream. My fingers are okay. Well, at least you're not forever mangled. That's cool. I had to get OC sprayed in the military. Once I had a bamboo shoot up my nail. Both were equally terrible. What's an oddly specific detail you don't want in a partner? I don't want them to be hot or sexy, because then I'll feel more insecure. If they rely on stonewalling, the silent treatment, when they are upset. People who clip their nails and just let them fly all the f*** over are gross. That's an absolute deal breaker. Yeah, if you're just letting nails wing around your house and not even trying to clean them up, like, come on. Crooked teeth / bad dental hygiene. I don't know why I have an issue with it. Always have. Well, that's kind of rude of you, I'll say, Shelly. Like, it's not like their fault they have bad teeth sometimes. I don't want them to have my mom or sister's name. I guess my dad's either, but it's an uncommon name, so I don't think that'll happen. I met an awesome girl who I would have dated. The chemistry was there, but she had my mom's name. We are friends now, though. Very visible hamstring ligament in the knee fossa and smacking lips after drinking or eating. I won't elaborate further. The first one is the most oddly specific one in this whole thread. Good job. Someone who yawns and adds unnecessary sounds. That is irritating. Okay, I have some self-reflection to do. What do you mean? It's so fun when you're just like... It makes it fun. Someone who laughs 24/7 and is never quiet. I don't really see this one. If they're laughing at you, then yeah. If they're laughing because you said something, then that's nice. What is not controversial, but should be? People who only drink room temperature water. We need to help these folks. Putting clothes on dogs. Oh, but they're so cute when they're wearing a little jacket and little boots. Parents telling kids Santa is real. Come on, dude. Are you just trying to kill the fun? Kids are allowed to have fun, you know. People answering, nah, I'm good, when asked if they want something. I asked you if you wanted a cup of water, not what your moral compass is. Nah, I'm good to kill 37 people with a rock. So, orange juice it is? Parents having like 5 children. There is no reason you need 5 kids. I knew someone who had 14 kids. Are you sure your friend wasn't Steve Martin? What's your I fucking hate this song? It's About Damn Time by Lizzo. I hear it everywhere I go now. Anything by Lizzo, to be honest. Lizzo has good music, but that song mixed with TikTok nowadays, it is ruining the world. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Literally everything TikTok, even if the song was around before TikTok has killed it for me and made me despise it. The No 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 song is Walking in the Sand, and it's a catchy, good song that TikTok ruined. Anything labeled as new country. Does that include hip hop? Oh dear God. Money Don't Jiggle Jiggle / anything from TikTok. I hope that song folds. Yeah, it was nice for the first week, and then you hear it every day, every second of your scrolling experience. Dance Monkey. I had to get an MRI and they asked what I wanted them to play, and I said 2010's pop. They played this stupid song on repeat. It haunts me. What comedian has never ever made you laugh? And don't say me, because I will cry. I know I'm not really a comedian, but I'm trying my best. For all the Aussies out there, Dave Hughes. Why did I do that? I'm sorry. All of the ones who think yelling equals funny. Rowan Atkinson, who made people laugh without saying a word. Years of academy training not wasted. Brendan Schauber. The YouTube comment I saw that said Brendan Schauber is incredible because he managed to have terrible stand-up in 2 separate careers is the most I've ever laughed laughed at him. That one got me. Ellen. Watched entire comedy special with family. Not one laugh entire time from anyone. Ellen's entire premise is to be entertained by wondering, why is the audience laughing? What is their thought process like the entire time? James Corden, hands down the worst. There was this post saying, I don't know how people can live in LA. There's always the risk of running into James Corden. He's like a jump scare, just like Lin-Manuel Miranda. What could you talk about for an hour straight? Don't even get me started because we have limited time. Anything if my ADHD says so. I found that if someone with ADHD becomes interested in something, they get engrossed/consumed by the need to know about that subject. Then when they are no longer interested, that's it. My girlfriend. Oh, that's so wholesome. Blink twice if you are in danger. Nothing. I'd probably get tired 10 minutes in. I don't do much talking. When you find right person, you can talk almost all day. Unless you're an introvert. Even saying hi to the cashier is exhausting. Proper care of reptiles. I've argued with my mom about it for 30 minutes straight once when she was denying what's harmful for my leopard gecko. She's never owned a reptile. How a taco is a sandwich. Now that is a debate that will go on for centuries. But is a taco a hot dog? Makes you think. What is the stupidest thing you've ever wanted to try because it seemed cool? Parkour on rooftops. I mean, it's pretty cool in theory until you can't jump across the building. Pull the fire alarm. It taunts me just being there on the wall. 13-year-old me thought it would be cool to smoke chocolate wafers, then proceeded to act high when all it did was melt the chocolate. Mosh pit. For some stupid reason, I thought there was more to it than getting pushed around, receiving headbutts, crushed, and getting stepped on when you fall. Moshing used to be awesome. Then I turned 30. I'm 40 now, and if I tried, I think I'd just straight up die. Since the whole thing happened, I hadn't been able to go to shows, so the first time I went to one and jumped in the pit, I was gasping for air. I was dying. Clicking one of those Discord server invite scams just to see what happens. Luckily for me, I keep my server limit at like 5. I do not want more servers than that. It's scary. There's too many. I get it out of here. Without actually saying your country, what country do you live in? We have a maple syrup reserve supply. Not a joke. Canada. Guns. Exactly where my mind went. Is there any other country that can do it this effectively in fewer letters? You name it, we can deep fry it. Me too. Are they both talking about Scotland or am I crazy? There are other countries? That was an excerpt from Most Americans. Drop bears and spiders and snakes are normal here. Australia. Sorry boys, I'm never going. Like with all of that, I'm not going. If Harry Potter was the main villain, who would be able to defeat him? That aunt and uncle could just drift him down the river, Milo and Otis style. Neville was the backup hero. Anyone pretty much. Harry Potter's adventures included a tremendous amount of luck and help from others. To quote epic rap battles of history, death would eat you up without Hermione and luck. Anyone but Voldemort. If it's gonna be anyone, it's gonna be someone unexpected. Hagrid all day. I feel like my boy has some untapped rage. A parental consent form. Edit. Bloody hell, take a shot at orphans and get 2 gold and 20k upvotes. I bloody love Reddit. Thanks all. An orphan's worst nightmare. Orphan jokes aren't funny because the humor isn't apparent. Apologies to any orphans, but that's kind of funny. What do insanely rich people buy that poor people have no idea about? An acquaintance of mine is one of 6 pilots on retainer for a wealthy family. There are membership-based vacation clubs, similar to high-end country clubs, but for travel. You may pay a one-time initiation fee that can be upwards of $100,000 to $250,000 to get 5 to 10 years of access to purchase incredibly exclusive vacation/resort/rental property experiences. I work in the travel industry and I know of multiple companies like this. Cloning pets. One of our investors spent around $100,000 cloning his dog. Hey, how come he doesn't remember the tricks I taught him? Because you can't teach a new dog old tricks. There's a streaming service that's pretty much Netflix for rich people, allowing you to stream current cinematic movies for about $3,000 a pop. What's it called? Red Carpet Home Cinema is the actual company. Netflix? Yeah, I think, isn't there also like an exclusive celebrity dating app that like you have to be a celebrity to join it? Proxies. What are proxies? People you pay to be you when you can't show up somewhere. They show up, take notes, and have a limited amount of power given to them by the person who hired them to act as that person. God, I wish I could do that, but make them go into work for me and I don't have to do anything and then I get to stay home and sleep. What are the most interesting inventions that most people don't know about? Timer caps for medication bottles. They reset a timer on top every time you open them, and it's eliminated. Did I take my meds from my life? This is one of those, we've had the technology for decades, why did nobody think of this sort of thing, LMAO. Blinkers, useful for telling cars around you about your intentions. I'd use it, but my car is out of blinker fluid and I can't find any stores that have it in stock. BMW drivers are confused. They have been using their eyelids for so many years. The spork. I think you mean a spoon. A piece of material for your car that goes between the seat and the armrest or middle console. It blocks items from falling between the cracks. I remember seeing an ad for that on TikTok, so people should know about it. I just choose to suffer. The little table in the middle of pizza that stops the pizza from getting smashed. Not only great for what it was intended for, but many a dollhouse got new kitchen furniture. I miss those. They're gone. I haven't seen any, like, in years. Where do they go? What screams, I'm a douchebag? Anyone who brings up that they are an alpha or Chad into the conversation for no reason, or who knows damn well no one has called them that other than themselves in their entire life. The nobody asked people. Anyone who revs their unmufflered vehicle in a residential area. Someone that screams, I'm a douchebag. True? You know these guys at the gym who hog everything and get pissed when you ask them if they're nearly done. Do I look like someone who knows what happens inside a gym? That's a fair observation. I mean, you guys are on Reddit after all. Your ex sends you a text, I'm in jail. What is your response? Read, ooh, yeah, do them dirty when they actually need help. Did they finally take my report seriously? Poor inmates. That sucks. How did you get a phone though? Yup. Nature's pocket. Oh, y'all are gross. Sounds about right, LMAO. All of these responses kind of hinge on the fact that the ex was a bad person. What if it was an amicable breakup? You never know. Sending positive vibes. What is your comfort show? For me, it's probably that one on Netflix, Maniac. It's just got such a cool aesthetic look to it, and the story is really emotionally hitting. It hurts me in a good way. Modern Family. I haven't watched Modern Family in years since I lived with my parents, and kind of glad I stopped watching. BoJack Horseman. This one I still haven't watched, but I know that it's gonna crush me probably. The Office. I feel like that's a safe answer for everyone. It's just a simple TV to watch. The Simpsons. The only correct answer. I don't know. I mean, older Simpsons, yeah. Newer? That 70s Show. I still need to fully finish the series. I've only watched most of season 1 or 2, maybe. Family Guy. I find utter nonsense comforting. Well, at least you know what you like. What activity do most people think is healthy but is actually unhealthy? Living. You always end up dying. I just don't think it's worth it. I feel this with both hands. What do you mean with both hands? Hustle culture. I don't know if people really think it's healthy. I don't think those people are thinking at all. They're just a cog in the machine. I wouldn't say most people, but there are a ton of high schoolers that think vaping doesn't do them any harm. I will say that I do vape myself, and there's just not enough research to know the exact harm to it. I know it's bad and I need to stop, so please don't start if you're thinking about it. Letting out your anger. It trains you to require the release instead of fixing the cause. People don't make you angry. You get angry at people doing stuff. Relax and stop giving a f***. Your advice is as bad as the original one. Stop giving a f*** also doesn't solve the issue. Granola bars. Interesting activity. You get an opportunity to become a god of one thing. What do you choose to be a god of? And you can't say god of war. There's already a few of those. The god of lost dryer socks. Too powerful. Yeah, you gotta nerf that one real quick. You gotta change it. Legos or money. But how would you go about asserting that power of a god of money or god of Legos? God of gods. With my god complex, no one will stop me. Fair enough. God of missed moments. Or, as the Greeks would say, god of FOMO. God of temperature. I could be comfortable anywhere in any weather and either freeze or incinerate my enemies. God of dating. Okay, but you actually have to be good at that to be the god, okay? Your username just became your full-time job. How you doing? I don't sell body parts said. I promise, I don't. Unless you want to buy some. Dull sheep herder said. Living my best life out in the field. A dull one, but it's yours. Starship Hookers said. Plowing my way through the galaxy. That sounds like it could be an interesting TV show, so maybe you should get on that. Killed by a fish. Do I die multiple times or just once? I drowned my fish 77. Don't worry, I got you. As many times until the fish wish is satisfied. Your local bed. Oh, I love doing my job. Are you taking on new clients? Whole Life said, don't ask. Fair enough. Who am I to pry? What is the first thought when you hear Japan? Cool. I want to go. Long man. I don't know what that one is. I'm sorry. You can kill me, I guess. Anime. Of course. Yeah, I figured that one was gonna be in here. Used panties and vending machines and Nintendo. What? Yeah, don't look too much into that one. That's kinda, Sushi/sashimi. Well, now I'm just hungry. When I first went to Japan, I met a girl there who taught me that Japanese people make the noise when pretending to be a cow instead of moo. My mind basically went Japanese flag, samurai, neon lit Tokyo, Akira, Mount Fuji. Hey, that's pretty much the basics. Pink trees and hamburger milkshakes. Hamburger milkshake? Ew. You were just gifted $50,000. What do you do with it? Buy some cowboy boots and a horse and a hat. Yeehaw! Spend it all on tinfoil. But why though? Why? Buy a few gallons of gas. Narrator. And the next day, he was broke. Yeah, I'm not good enough to be gifted that much money. We never said if you were good enough to get the money, you're gifted it by a stranger. Maybe a magician, who knows? Lego Star Wars MOC. What is that? My own creation. Oh, okay. I don't get it still, but cool. What is the best feeling? Getting into a freshly changed bed. Honestly, yeah, that one, it sends me. When you suddenly wake up thinking you need to get ready for work, but then you realize it's still nighttime and you don't need to be up for another few hours. You pull the bed sheet over you with a little contented smirk on your face. Even better when you realize you're off that day, and then it was a dream and you're actually late for work. Aw, why'd you have to ruin it like that? When music gives you shivers and a kind of brain rush. Closing tabs after submitting a project. I feel that one. Finding that one song you did not remember the name, but remembered only some of the lyrics. Contentment. Explain it to me in Fortnite terms. This word is too big. Stretching in bed when you wake up. I don't normally do that, but I should probably start. It sounds great. What terrified you as a kid? And don't worry, you can put this in the comments. I'm not taking notes. Clothes in the closet that looked like people hiding and watching me. Monsters Inc. didn't help either. I was terrified that one was definitely Randall. Losing my parents at the supermarket. I never lasted more than 15 seconds before going full-on panic. I lost my dad in a store once. When I couldn't find him, I went outside. Someone brought me to a security office, but I was too scared to talk to them, and they would just say a description of me on the announcement system until my dad came and got me. He went to get the milk. Toilets. Flushing toilets? I grew up without indoor plumbing, and 5-year-old me gets it. They are loud, and it's like they will suck you down when you flush. No, I was just scared of toilets. Why then? I thought something could come out of it. That is true. Rats can, technically, if they're in the sewers, they can get to you. They can crawl up and bite you little bits. Clowns. They tried to dress me up as one when I was 4 for Halloween, and when I saw myself, I never trusted them again. Clowns can never be trusted. They as in my parents. Extra horrifying if a gang of them just tried forced clown version therapy on me. Yeah. Clown version therapy is the weirdest sentence I've heard. Little story. I was at least 5 when they did this. They got a Chucky doll that looked so real, and with batteries, that damn thing would go off. Say the normal things like, "Hi, I'm Chucky," and stuff like that. I was scared shitless of the damn thing. I never liked to go near it either. My parents would lock me in the bathroom with that doll as a punishment if I misbehaved. I got nightmares because of that. Of course, I'm not scared anymore much later, but damn. Jesus, that sounds actually evil. And on that interesting note, we've come to the end of today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, my name's been Brandon, and I'll speak into your ear holes another day. Bye!